Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you're dialing in from. My name is Mike Hughes, and I am Head of Research and Insights at FMCG Gurus. Today's presentation is entitled Evolving Trends in the Bakery and Snacks Market. This presentation will be approximately 20 minutes long and will be available for distribution after the event. Alternatively, you can contact us directly for a copy at info@fmcggurus.com. This presentation will focus on two areas. Firstly, we'll look at the evolution of snacking habits as consumer need states become more complex and more considered, and what this means for the bakery industry from an ingredient perspective. We'll also look at some trends within the bakery market in general, focusing on how consumers are seeking out products with ingredients that are deemed real and authentic, and are seeking out more experimental and higher quality products, as well as more environmentally friendly offerings. Now, we know across the globe mealtime habits are changing, with consumers being prone to skipping meals, particularly breakfast and lunch. When asked why this is the case, often the reasons are cited as a lack of time or a lack of hunger. The lack of hunger is something that can be attributed in itself to mealtime habits becoming more informal, with consumers replacing traditional 3 times a day meal patterns with more informal consumption occasions throughout the day. However, whilst consumers are skipping meals on a more frequent basis, they're also becoming more conscious about this, particularly as they take a proactive approach to well-being. Indeed, skipping meals is associated with a variety of disadvantages. For example, it's associated with impacting on energy levels, with impacting on mood levels, and also being a direct cause for obesity rates to continue rise. As a result of this, consumers are looking to substitute skipped meal occasions, and 60% say that they will always replace a skipped meal with a snack. As a result of this, the concept of what constitutes a meal and what constitutes a snack is becoming increasingly blurred. And as a result of this, consumers will be more attentive to ingredient listings on snack products than ever before. Now, as mentioned, snacking need states are becoming more complex and more considered. FMCG Gurus research on the left-hand side shows a near identical proportion of consumers expect snacks to offer a moment of indulgence and also a nutritional boost. This shows that snacking is no longer an occasional pastime where little to no attention is paid to nutritional value. Instead, consumers want products that they deem to be guilt-free and conveniently nutritious, offering a moment of indulgence as part of an overall healthy diet. Now, as mentioned, over the last couple of years, consumers have demonstrated somewhat polarizing attitudes. 73% of global consumers say that they plan to eat and drink more healthily over the next 12 months. This highlights how consumers are taking a long-term and proactive approach to health. 36% say that they are planning to reduce the amount that they snack. This highlights that many consumers are not overly satisfied with their current snacking habits and believe it's something that can contribute to weight gain and other health problems. However, in an era of uncertainty, 26% of consumers say that they are still turning to comfort foods such as ice cream and confectionery more frequently. When it comes to such occasions, consumers tend to be less attentive to nutritional value, focusing on instead of comfort. And the reality is that for many consumers, they'll continue to be influenced by the pandemic and high levels of uncertainty, meaning such occasions will continue for some time to come. As a result, this is driving demand for snack products that offer taste and nutrition at the same time, without the compromise and without the trade-off. Now, over the last 12 months, 63% of global consumers say that become more attentive to the ingredient listings on food and drink products. This is because consumers are being more attentive to aspects of life that previously they took for granted. This is something that will have direct implications on the snacking market, with consumers being more attentive to ingredient listings, wanting to avoid certain ingredients, whilst looking to maximize their intake of other ingredients. From a free-from perspective, focus will be on avoiding sugar. Sugar is seen as the number one dietary evil amongst consumers, and many consumers are looking to reduce their intake of sugar over the next 12 months, especially as they feel that they have gained weight. However, brands need to be conscious about the attitude behavior gap that can exist when it comes to sugar. Indeed, whilst consumers find low sugar claims appealing, they can be conscious about the taste of such products, especially if they're using natural sweeteners. As a result, snacks positioned around being sugar-free need to offer reassurance around taste. Consumers also want reassurance around the use of real and authentic ingredients, and that products are free from ingredients such as artificials and chemicals that are deemed detrimental to their health and the wider environment. On the reverse, consumers also want to see positive nutrition claims within the snacking market. Opportunities exist to promote functional ingredients such as probiotics, vitamins, minerals, and calcium, particularly as consumers focus on boosting their immune health. Moreover, the health halo surrounding protein will continue, especially with the ingredient being associated with a variety of physical and cognitive health benefits. Positive nutrition claims are something that will help position products as conveniently nutritious and guilt-free, appealing to those consumers who want to enjoy moments of indulgence without the worry that they conflict with wider health goals. Now, over the last few years, we've seen the sports nutrition market become increasingly mainstream. This is a trend that's not been driven by active gym goers, but instead everyday consumers seeking out better for you alternatives, either to help them get through the day or to offer a convenient health boost. FMCG Gurus research in 2021, for instance, showed that over the previous 2 years, 56% of consumers said that they had made efforts to change from traditional snacking options to alternatives that are high in protein and low in sugar. This was a 5% increase compared to the proportion of consumers who said this 2 years ago. This creates the opportunity to extend the sports nutrition market across a variety of bakery categories. For instance, 1/3 of consumers say that they like to see high protein claims within the cakes and muffins sector, while almost half say this in relation to cookies and biscuits. This creates the opportunity to widen the array of functional claims within the bakery and snacks market, both in terms of promoting high protein content, but also related benefits such as helping strengthen the immune system or offering satiety-enhancing benefits. Opportunities also exist around fortification in bakery categories that are traditionally not associated with a high protein content. However, when engaging in such a strategy, consumers will want reassurance that fortification is natural and that taste is not influenced as a result of this. When launching better for you options, sensory appeal is of paramount importance. One of the questions that FMCG Gurus gets regularly asked is, what do consumers prefer, plant-based protein or whey-based protein? And the reality is, except for those consumers following a strict vegan diet, many consumers are happy to switch between animal-based and plant-based protein depending on the occasion, the product category, and the need state. As mentioned, those consumers turning to high-protein alternatives are not those who are regular gym goers, meaning they're not overly educated about protein. This means that consumers are less attentive to issues such as the quality of the protein, the amount of protein, or the source of protein. Instead, products simply being positioned as high in protein and low in sugar is something that can help position products as guilt-free and conveniently nutritious. However, irrespective of health concerns, consumers are unwilling to compromise on indulgence, and FMCG Gurus research shows that consumers are particularly concerned about the aftertaste of high-protein snacks. This is something that will act as a barrier in the long term, and rather than focusing on issues such as quality, amount, and source of protein, brands need to offer reassurance that products offer genuine guilt-free indulgence and that the aftertaste and texture of products will not be problematic. FMCG Gurus research also shows that challenges can exist when buying high-protein snacks, and the two key messages were that sometimes consumers can associate healthier snacks with being more expensive, and that they're also not fully trusting of claims made on healthier snacks. At a time when consumers can struggle with everyday living costs, it's crucial that high-protein snacks are associated with good value for money. This is something that can be done by offering reassurance around the health and taste of products so that consumers feel that they don't have to trade off. In addition, a skeptical consumer base want genuine evidence to support health claims being made on products. This information needs to be communicated in a simple and transparent manner. The bakery and snacks market also needs to capitalize on growing concerns around digestive health. FMCG Gurus research shows that 56% of consumers plan to address their digestive health over the next 12 months. One of the reasons for this is that consumers recognize the link between digestive health and immune health. However, the prevalence of digestive health problems such as gas, bloating, stomachache, and gluten and lactose insensitivities continues to grow. This is something that can be attributed to a variety of factors. For instance, society is aging, and this is something that can make it difficult for consumers to digest products. However, we also know that poor dietary habits can result in self-inflicted digestive health problems becoming more common. In the short term, this is something that can create feelings of embarrassment and impact on ability to relax. However, in the long term, consumers are conscious about the impact that digestive health problems can have on healthy aging. As a result of this, brands need to promote high fiber content on products. This is particularly true given that 95% of consumers have heard of fiber, and of these consumers, 61% associate the ingredient with helping aid digestive health. The reality is the importance of digestive health will intensify over the next few years as consumers become more aware of the gut microbiome, and the prevalence of health problems also continues to rise. In order to capitalize on this, brands need to give fiber a more aspirational positioning and take inspiration from the protein market. Positioning fiber not as something that's a necessity as part of a daily diet, but an ingredient that is fun, trendy, and can contribute to a good quality of life. Now, we know bakery products are a staple part of many diets, especially bread and cake and patisseries. This shows that consumers turn to bakery products as staple everyday items and also for moments of indulgence. However, as mentioned, we know that consumers are becoming more attentive to ingredient listings than ever before, and this is something that will have a direct influence on bakery consumption habits. Consumers want reassurance that ingredients are real and authentic and natural. This is because they want to avoid chemicals that they associate with being detrimental to their health and the wider environment. Natural ingredients are also associated with a variety of other benefits, such as products being healthier, safer, more trustworthy, local, and better quality. Need states that have all become more important in the last couple of years in an era of uncertainty. This means that consumers will want to see free from claims and streamlined ingredient lists within the bakery market, so that they can have maximum transparency over nutritional content and make an informed decision on ingredient listings in a matter of seconds. Consumers also want reassurance over high quality when seeking out bakery products. We know that consumers are becoming more demanding of the products that they turn to, even when it comes to everyday product items such as bakery. Indeed, consumers want reassurance that maximum care and attention has gone into the formulation of products, and that this is something that will offer good value with money. When determining what makes a product more premium, consumers are more likely to say taste. This highlights that irrespective of health concerns, it is indeed indulgence and moments of escapism that are driving demand for bakery and snacking products. Consumers also want reassurance around the use of no chemicals and only real and authentic ingredients in formulation. Again, this is to promote the message of guilt-free and conveniently nutritious. When looking to enhance perceptions of quality, brands need to engage in storytelling, providing information about how ingredients were sourced, how products were formulated, and how they were distributed. This is something that provides authenticity and heritage and helps offer reassurance that maximum care and attention has gone into the formulation of products. Again, this is something that will be of high importance at a time when consumers become more value conscious as they struggle to deal with food inflation. Experimental flavors appeal to consumers as a form of self-expression. We saw on the previous slide that taste is the defining factor in shaping whether a bakery product is premium or not. FMCG Gurus research shows that 74% of consumers say they like new and unusual flavours. This is often as a form of self-expression, particularly in an era of social media and blogging, with consumers believing that more experimental tastes reflect their good taste and sophistication. FMCG Gurus research also shows that many consumers believe that there is scope for improvements from a flavour innovation perspective in the plant-based snack market, the biscuits market, and in the bakery market overall. This is something that brands can look to capitalise on in two ways. Firstly, they can offer new and experimental flavours from around the world and from specific regions from around the world, offering consumers that genuine experience if they've not sampled the taste before. In an era of uncertainty, nostalgic and comforting flavours that offer moments of escapism and relaxation will also appeal. It's worth highlighting that as consumers become more experimental, they're also becoming more demanding. And it's crucial that experimental flavours are seen as more than a novelty and offer a genuine sensory experience. The bakery industry needs to respond to the growing proportion of consumers following plant-based diets. FMCG Gurus research now shows that around 1 in 2 consumers are following a diet based around the avoidance or moderation of animal produce. The majority of these consumers identify as flexitarian and are looking to avoid animal produce for health, sustainability, and animal welfare initiatives. We know that in 2022, 26% of global consumers say that they are planning to increase their intake of plant-based food and drink. This shows that the plant-based market will only continue to grow in the future. And this is something that the bakery industry needs to respond to, positioning products around plant-based ingredients, being vegan friendly, and offering transparency around the two product claims. These green and clean ingredients will also appeal to consumers, even if they're not necessarily following such dietary habits, because of the association with raw and purity at a time when consumers want natural products. Bakery and snack brands also need to demonstrate ethical environmental credentials along the supply chain. We know that consumers are becoming more concerned about the state of the environment and believe that damage done is irreversible. This is leading to concerns around quality of life for current and future generations, especially as consumers make the link between sustainability and well-being. As a result of this, consumers are making changes to their diets to behave in a more sustainable manner and are seeking out brands that they feel match their attitudes and outlook on life. FMCG Gurus research conducted in 2021 shows that a high proportion of consumers expect environmentally friendly claims in the baked snacks market, the bread market, and the cake and pastries market. This means that brands need to demonstrate green credentials along the whole of the supply chain. They also need to address issues such as carbon emission and food waste, which are high levels of concern for consumers, demonstrating greater levels of resourcefulness along the supply chain and shortening supply chains where possible. This will appeal to consumers because it's associated with additional benefits, such as products being healthier and better quality. To conclude, consumers turn to an array of bakery products daily, with products either being seen as part of staple diets or offering moments of indulgence. Snacking habits are becoming more considered, especially as consumers demonstrate conflicting need states around taste and nutrition that need to be bridged. As a result of this, more attention will be paid to ingredients and bakery and snack products than ever before, with a focus on avoidance and moderation and also positive nutrition. Consumers want reassurance that ingredients are real and authentic. Functional opportunities exist within the bakery and snacks market, especially from a fibre and digestive health perspective. Irrespective of health concerns, indulgence is a priority when seeking out snacks. This means that there's scope for flavour innovation within the industry, and also any fortification strategies need to offer reassurance that taste won't be compromised. The bakery and snacks market must respond to evolving dietary habits via plant-based ingredients, and bakery and snack brands need to demonstrate sustainability pledges along the whole of the supply chain. That concludes my presentation for today. Thank you very much for listening. As mentioned, this presentation will be available for distribution after the event, or alternatively, you can contact us at info at fmcggurus.com. Thank you.